Welcome to our presentation on mastering pooled time series and cross-section data analysis using EViews. This session will focus on the practical application of the pool object and various estimation techniques available in EViews versions 13 and 14. Imagine you want to study the consumption habits of G7 countries over 30 years. Instead of running 7 separate regressions, pooling the data allows you to analyze them together, uncovering common patterns. So, why should we go through the trouble of pooling data? Let's explore the fundamental advantages. The primary benefit of pooling data is to significantly increase the degrees of freedom. As shown here, a small sample of 20 observations, like for a single country's GDP, results in low power and imprecise estimates. By pooling data across multiple units, such as 7 G7 countries, we can transform that into a much larger pooled sample of 140 observations. This dramatically improves estimator efficiency, reduces standard errors, and leads to more robust statistical inference. This approach is particularly essential for rich datasets like the Penn World Tables. The core solution that pooling offers is the assumption of common slope coefficients across units, for example, assuming a similar marginal propensity to consume across different countries, while still allowing for individual heterogeneity through unique intercepts for each unit. The decision rule for choosing the pool object is to use it when you have a specific list of cross-sections, for example, countries, like the USA, UK, or Japan. This approach is preferred when you want to maintain separate series variables, such as GDP USA and GDP UK, which allows for easier manipulation and analysis of individual cross-sections. The standard fixed effects model is represented by this equation. Here, YIT is the dependent variable for cross-section I at time t. The key component is beta 1I, the fixed effect. It's a unique intercept for each cross-section I, capturing all time-invariant characteristics of that unit. In contrast, beta 2 is the common slope. It represents the average relationship between the independent variable, XIT, and YIT across all units. Economically, the fixed effect beta 1I absorbs the impact of unobservable, permanent attributes like culture, geography, or institutional quality that affect the baseline level of Y but don't change over time. When studying economic growth, beta 1I for Japan might capture its unique institutional quality, while beta 1I for the USA captures its specific geographical advantages. The coefficient on investment, beta 2, is assumed to be the same for both. Let's apply these concepts to a real-world dataset in our case study on investment and growth in the G7 countries. Here you can see the practical difference. The pool object on the left maintains separate variables for each country, like PopCan and PopUSA. The data is wide. In contrast, the panel structure on the right stacks the data. There is a single variable pop, and cross-section identifiers ID01 and ID02 distinguish the countries. The data is long. This naming convention is a critical concept. In a pool, GDP itself is not a variable. Instead, GDP USA is one variable, and GDP UK is another. The pool object links them through defined identifiers. In the pool view, to get the average population of Canada, you would calculate mean PopCan. In the panel view, you would need to filter by the Canadian identifier first, then calculate the mean of pop. The unstacked nature of the pool object might seem cumbersome, but EViews has a powerful tool that makes it incredibly efficient. Let's talk about the wildcard. The question mark, or wildcard, is the most powerful tool for working with pool objects. It acts as a placeholder for the cross-section identifiers you've defined. When you use a command like log GDP, EViews automatically loops through all identifiers in your pool, _USA, _UK, _JPN, etc., and applies the command to each corresponding series, GDP USA, GDP UK, GDP JPN. This allows you to perform complex operations and estimations across all cross-sections with a single, simple line of code, without ever needing to stack the data. To generate a new series for the log of GDP for all G7 countries, you simply type series log GDP equals log GDP. EViews will automatically create log GDP USA, log GDP UK, and so on. Also, trailing underscores like in GDP ? Are standard practice for these identifiers. Now that we understand the mechanics of the pool object, let's look at the underlying economic model we'll be estimating, the fixed effects model. The first step in EViews is to create the pool object itself. You do this by navigating to Object, New Object, and then selecting Pool. A dialog box will appear, prompting you to enter the cross-section identifiers. You must list each identifier, one per line. It's a recommended convention to use an underscore, like _USA, _UK, to clearly separate the base variable name from the identifier. This is a crucial setup requirement before you can import or estimate pool data using the pool object. For our case study, we'll use a classic dataset, the Penn World Tables, specifically an extract focusing on the G7 economies. Our key variables, using the wildcard notation, are $Y$ for real GDP per capita, $POP$ for population, and INV$ for the investment share of GDP. The main objective is to estimate the common impact of the investment share on economic growth across all 7 of these major economies. The PWT, or Penn World Tables, is a widely used database that provides purchasing power parity and national income accounts for a large number of countries over time, making it perfect for cross-country comparisons like this one. Now, let's walk through the step-by-step process in EViews, starting with how to set up the pool object. The Stacked Spreadsheet view in EViews allows you to edit data across all cross-sections simultaneously. Use this feature to verify that your data has loaded correctly for all countries and years included in your analysis. After creating the pool object, you can open it and start an estimation. In the estimation dialog, we use the wildcard ? extensively. The dependent variable is specified as log y ? and the regressor is C log inverse ? We also include C for the common intercept. EViews understands this syntax. It will automatically unroll this equation for each cross-section, creating a system of equations. Log y-USA equals C plus, log y-UK equals C plus, and so on, and estimate them jointly. By writing log y ? C log inverse ? You are telling EViews to run a regression of the log of GDP on a constant and the log of the investment share for every single country defined in your pool object, all in one go. This sets up a simple pooled OLS regression. However, we suspect there are country-specific effects, so our next step is to specify a fixed effects model. To incorporate fixed effects, we navigate to the Effects tab within the Pool Estimation dialog. Here, under the Cross-Section drop-down menu, we change the selection from None to Fixed. This tells EViews to estimate a unique intercept for each country. We choose Fixed Effects, also known as LSDV, over Random Effects because it is a more robust specification. It allows for correlation between the unobserved country-specific effects and our regressors, which is a common issue in macroeconomics. For example, we assume countries like the USA and Japan have different baseline productivity levels that are not explained by investment, and fixed effects can capture these unobserved differences. The output table gives us 2 key pieces of information. First is the common slope coefficient. The coefficient for log of invest is 0.72. Since the variables are in logs, this is an elasticity. It means a 1% increase in investment leads to a 0.72% increase in real GDP per capita, on average, across the G7. This is our common elasticity. The second part shows the cross-section specific intercepts. These are not the absolute intercepts, but the deviations from the average intercept. The fixed effects values show how much each country naturally deviates from the G7 average baseline. A common issue in cross-country studies is heteroscedasticity, where the variance of the error term is not constant across units. For example, larger economies might have larger error variances than smaller ones. To address this, we can use Generalized Least Squares, or GLS. In the Effects tab, we can select cross-section weights from the Weights dropdown. This GLS weighting procedure improves the precision and efficiency of our estimates. It gives less weight to observations with larger residual variances, ensuring that our t-statistics and inferences are more reliable. After estimation, it's crucial to check the residual correlation matrix. This can be found under View, Residuals, Correlation Matrix. This matrix shows the correlation of the regression errors between pairs of countries. High off-diagonal numbers indicate that shocks or unmodeled factors in one country affect others. For example, the correlation between Italy, ITA, and Japan, JPN, is very high at 0.90. This indicates cross-sectional dependence. If these correlations are high, it violates a key assumption of OLS. In this case, you should consider using SUR, seemingly unrelated regression weighting, for even more efficient estimates. For repetitive tasks, or for the sake of reproducibility, using the EViews command line is significantly faster than clicking through menus. This cheat sheet shows the commands to replicate our entire analysis. The command pool mypool creates a pool object named mypool. Next, mypool.add_USA_can adds specific identifiers to this pool. To open the spreadsheet view for your pooled data, you would use mypool.sheet_y_inv_p. To run a simple pooled OLS regression, the command is mypool.ls_y_c_inv_p. Finally, to run the fixed effects model, you simply add the option cx=f inside the least squares command. mypool.ls_cx=f_y_c_inv_p. These commands replicate the entire mouse-driven process we just walked through, making your workflow incredibly efficient.